As a caregiver, it's really important to take time for yourself, right? So, you know, just as much as you're taking care of others, you do need to schedule some time to take care of yourself so that you can be better at being there and supporting the person you're taking after. So part of that is obviously eating well, sleeping well, making time to exercise. And again, this can definitely be overwhelming at times, but hopefully these cooking tips give you some framework on how to kind of give you some tips to make the process easier. So part of this is snacking during the day, so making sure you have enough energy. And for sure this is something for yourself, but also for the person you're caring for. So we've kind of, energy balls are really easy, grab and go snack, kind of popular and trendy. So we're making our own version and kind of more of that festive, using some of the ingredients that you'd see at this time of year.
Yeah. So I see everyone writing down. The title got cut off on your recipe, so it was a surprise.
Yes.
That's what we're making.
It's a spiced date and chestnut truffle.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is sort of like a truffle, an energy ball. You've seen probably a few different names.
Little, balls, like golf-sized balls, that are really easy to snack on, put, on the go.
Absolutely. And the key ingredients, we're using dates.
Yeah.
So dates, take the pits out. If they're not as fresh, if they're still a little hard, just soak them in a little bit of warm water, and they'll soften up a little bit. And then we're using chestnuts. So chestnuts you'll probably see around this time. They're fantastic. They're delicious. If you like roasting your own, this is a great way to use up some of those leftovers, if you have some of the leftover chestnuts. If you want to know how to roast them, we actually have a couple recipes on how to do chestnuts to make them really easy. But after you roast them, you can take shells off and you have your chestnut. Pretty simple. Sometimes the skin sticks. That's kind of the fun part of it. You kind of just peel through it. Or a lot quicker, they have these vac pack chestnuts already cooked, ready to go. That'll make your life a lot easier. So you can use either one. So we'll use a little bit of both here. Chestnuts. The fresh ones or the vac packed ones? So you'll have to ask your grocer, because I go to the same grocery store and they're always in a different place. They move
Depends
around.
on the time of year.
Yeah.
Right?
So right now they're in the produce aisle.
Front aisle.
Yeah. Sometimes exactly they'll be like in the seasonal section, or dried fruit, nuts, seeds, where those are, they'll have them. Yeah. The vac packed ones I've seen almost all year round because they're vac sealed. They have a longer shelf life. These are very seasonal. So. All right, so we're gonna throw a few in there. I'll throw a few of these ones as well. About a cup or so. Again, this isn't an exact science. You can kind of do more or less if you want.
And the great thing about chestnuts are, although they're nuts, they're actually lower in fat, so they're lower in calories too, right? So like half of this pack, you saw how many went in. It's only 80 calories. Right? It's not as high in fat or protein as your other types of nuts, but again, depending on what your needs are, these could come in handy as well, just as a snack to have them or to use otherwise.
All right, so chestnuts go in. Using the package. Yeah, for a cup you need about 2 of these. Yeah, about 2 of these guys. Okay, so chestnuts go in. I'm gonna pulse these quick just to break them up. Just until they're like smaller pieces, okay? And then I'm gonna go in with the dates. If there's a little bit of liquid in there, it's fine. Just try to drain them off as best you can. I'm gonna go in with some spice. So cinnamon, ginger. I think I put in there chai spice. Yeah. Chai spice has a little bit of cardamom in it as well. whatever you like to season it with. This is it's almost like a chai spice. So cardamom, ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg.
Yeah.
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 So you can put whatever you want.
Cinnamon's great because it also increases the sweetness, right?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of zest of a clementine, which you'll probably see around now. This is a great way to use them up.
Yeah.
These always end up on the table after the meal, and maybe one person eats them. Like who wants an orange after this meal? But they are tasty. But this is, again, it's a great way to use up some of that flavor. So the zest, lots of flavor there. And we'll use some of the juice from the clementine as well.
So all great, really natural sweeteners, right? Like you're in control, you're using the sweetness coming from the dates, which is really great. And this is also, you could freeze this, right?
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely. This freezes
great tool.
Yeah, really well.
And again, one great tip is cook in batches, right? So make it easy on yourself. Take some time, make all these kind of little truffles, put them in the freezer, and then you could just pack them and pick them whenever you want.
Yeah, for sure. Now, as a booster, I put on there. If you want to make these are great for energy. Probably calories in here.
Yeah.
But protein probably not as much.
Yeah. So because the chestnuts are a little bit lower, you could either use a different type of nut. You could add nut butter, or we're suggesting maybe even putting some sort of protein powder in.
Yeah.
Again, depending on your needs, I would put some protein powder. Just again, you want to make every bite count.
Yeah, for sure. And you would just add it right now, to this mixture. A couple tablespoons or whatever you need in there, and that's it. Then we're gonna pulse it. And you want it to come together. It should be pretty smooth, but you want texture as well. So it doesn't have to be like creamy peanut butter smooth. This is actually pretty good. You have some nice chunks of the chestnuts still in there, and the dates. We'll maybe go one more turn on this. All right.
And so for those who don't have a blender, what I usually do for these is I boil water and put it over the dates first, and then clear the water, makes it more mushy, and then I just take a fork. It's not as efficient, but
you can absolutely do that as well.
But because also the chestnuts aren't so hard, you could kind of
smush them
cut
up,
them, bang them down as well. So you don't need a blender in this recipe.
Yeah, no. Okay. So we have our mixture. You can kind of see it from there. Just looks really messy, but it's very tasty, I assure you. And so we're going to take that and take a, good chunk, about a tablespoon or so, and just gently roll them into little truffle-sized balls. And then what I like to do is toss them into cocoa powder.
Yes.
So they kind of they look more like a truffle. They have that chocolate flavor going on.
Yeah, and this is a good alternative to dessert too. If you're going to a holiday party or, bringing something to somebody's house.
Yeah.
It's a good thing to snack on, end the meal with, something sweet.
Absolutely. Like Stephanie said, you can make these and you can freeze them. Definitely chill them in the refrigerator because they're a lot nicer chilled, and they will firm up a little bit. If you stick it in the freezer, they actually won't get super hard. So if you take out what you want, just let them sit for a few minutes, and they'll actually soften up quite a bit. So we're just kind of gently rolling them around. You don't want to play with them too much, otherwise
But you can
lose its
also
shape.
use like shredded coconut
Absolutely.
or
Chopped pistachio.
pistachios. Like you could be creative with what you top it with, or you don't even have to top it at all.
But that's pretty much it. So not too much time. You can whip up a pretty big batch of this pretty easily. But those are our date and what do we call them? Date and chestnut.
Spiced. Date and chestnut truffles.
There you go. Fantastic. We did it.
Yay! Happy holidays.
Yeah. Awesome.